Okay, so after I recorded this rant video, they actually put out a giant billboard on top of the magazine's cover that we had in promotion of Jump Festa, showcasing a ton of characters that are related to Jump or that are in Shueisha magazines in general, whether it be, one of their spin-off magazines or whatever the case may be. Again, you have Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, which it's Jump Festa, but fair enough. I mean, the manga is absolutely amazing. It's one of my personal favorites anyway, but you have Gon in there, you got Luffy, you got Kuroko, you got just about everybody, but take a second to guess who's not there. I'll give you a count of three. 1, 3. Yeah, no Ichigo as well. And I looked all over. I have a couple of different versions of it. One of them is more clear, and then this one is just straight up like showing everything. And no Ichigo either on the big giant billboard for Shonen Jump Festa. And I believe they even have Toriko in this one as well. So they included Toriko in this one. Still no Bleach. Wow, Jump. What the fuck? Now, with that being said, this is going to be basically a mini rant on what's going on with Bleach right now, or shall I say the lack thereof, because Shonen Jump just released their cover, and it's promoting Shonen Jump Festa, which I believe actually happens tomorrow, and I'm going to be covering what's going on, if there's any big announcements, or we get a trailer for, Boruto thing, because I think we're actually supposed to get a Boruto OVA, or something along the lines of that, so I'm going to be covering that or whatever, but they put out the magazine cover, right? And they have a shit ton of characters on there. I mean, characters that aren't even in Jump. They're just, affiliated with Shueisha. I'm talking about they got, Tokyo Ghoul on there. They have just a wide variety. And I noticed, and I inspected the magazine or whatever, we'll take a look at it in a second, but I noticed there was no representative for Bleach on there. We have like 2 pictures of Luffy, like 2 or 3 different Dragon Ball representatives. We got Boruto, we got Naruto, and then there's just a shit ton of characters on there. I mean, you even got new cats like Demon's Plan on there, but there's no representative for Bleach. No Ichigo, no Rukia, no Renji, no nothing. So it made me think to myself, wait a minute, let me take a closer look, let me see what's going on. And there's series in there that have already ended or got canceled or whatever, so it's not that they're just only including ongoing stuff, because there's series in there that, again, they've already ended. I do notice, however, to be fair, that 2 other series that are not in there as well is, I believe there's no Toriko representative and there's no Nisekoi representative, but also you gotta be fair in the fact and think, hey, Bleach was going for 15 years. 15 years Bleach was going, on top of that selling over 80 million volumes of the manga, 366 episodes of anime, and at one point it was the big 3 at the very least in the West. It was one of the big sellers for the West and shit like that, so automatically you gotta, regardless of whether you hate Bleach or love Bleach, especially from a financial standpoint and looking at it as a company and a business, you would think, yeah, no matter what, we gotta give a little bit of respect, we gotta showcase somewhere. But no Bleach in sight. None. I mean, yeah, let's take a closer look at this magazine cover real quick. Okay, so as you see on the top, we got, just a wide variety. I don't even know some of these characters, to be honest with you, but you got Demon's Plan all the way up there, the main character, I think that's Boro. You got Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that 5D? No, that's not 5D, that's the latest one. Arc V, if I'm not mistaken. You have just so many different characters at the top. I'm looking there. You got Deku over here. You got the Chibi Sasuke series. You got Black Clover, of course. You have Assassination Classroom, a manga that already ended. You got Kochikame down there. You have just a wide variety. There's 2 Luffys, there's Boruto, there's Little Goku, there's Trunks, so there's multiple, I mean, there's 2 Gokus right there, Little Goku and Big Goku. There's just multiple representatives, and then of course at the very bottom by his finger, you have Sasaki Heist from Tokyo Ghoul, which isn't even a Jump title, it's just affiliated with Shueisha, it's in another magazine, and I mean, you have series that ended all over this magazine, like, look, Jubei-chan, if I'm not mistaken, that's all the way up there, or Jubei-sensei, so it can't be that they're just excluding it because it ended, because a lot of these series have ended as well. I mean, you got Hunter x Hunter on there, and Hunter x Hunter is on a every other fucking year hiatus, so what's up with that? World Trigger, the guy is on hiatus as well. Granted, of course, these are both medical conditions, but they're not in the magazine. Kuroko no Basket, that ended as well. So, yeah, it's making me think, what's going on? And on top of that, you could also argue that Bleach is still technically somewhat going on. They're still publishing the volumes of the novel out there. You got the latest one that just came out, the Rukia and Renji's Wedding, which, if I'm not mistaken, my friend James Hansen actually told me that it's going very well with sales. It's actually the #1 J-book novel on Amazon Japan right now. So that's pretty big. So there's still some sort of content for Bleach that's coming out right now, and yet no representation on this. I definitely feel as though, honestly, aside from the health issues that Kubo had, aside from all that stuff, something personally went wrong in Jump with him. I think he strained their relationship to the point where they're doing things like this. Now, granted, it definitely feels childish. It definitely feels like, what the fuck are you doing, Jump? But nonetheless, you can see it's more than evident. A series that was a pillar for Jump for 15 years. Even the author, Gintama, recently, and about a couple months ago, mentioned about, Nisekoi and Bleach ended. Oh my gosh, the world is ending and shit like that. And for you to snub Bleach when there's still, Bleach Brave Souls is still a thing. That's still a thing. It's still actually, pretty relevant. The novels are coming out. #1 bestseller on Amazon Japan. So you would think, why no Bleach representation? Why nothing there? And the only thing you could come up with at this particular point is he has strained his relationship with Jump in general. I mean, you even go back to the very last page of the last chapter. Almost each and every series in Shonen Jump, when they end, they get this little congratulatory message, and it always says, look out for this author's next work. Like, hey, send off or whatever. Jump didn't do that. It literally just was Kubo saying the end, and that's it. Like, it almost felt as though, oh, where's the next Bleach chapter, the way they ended it. But yeah, it was just like that. And again, honestly, there's no other explanation at this point other than the fact that, yeah, they don't like Kubo no more. Or, I mean, you could argue that Bleach has gotten so low in popularity, but again, there's series that haven't been relevant for years upon years. Jubei Sensei, I mean, that ended, what, like 10, 20 years ago or something like that? So that argument is invalid. The exclusion of series that ended argument is invalid as well, because you got Assassination Classroom, you got quite a few different things in there as well. So yeah, what's up with that? Honestly, I think it's just straight BS at this point. And I'm not a big Bleach fan like that. I like Bleach, and I say this multiple times. I enjoy Bleach. I actually respect Kubo once I found out, especially that this man was secretly ill for the past 5 years of Bleach and still kept going and did all of this because a sick kid and stuff like that. I have a tremendous amount of respect for him, but you're gonna do this, really? It honestly comes across as childish and a little bit ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, I love Shonen Jump. I'm a Shonen Jump dude. I review Shonen Jump stuff. I love it. I love my Narutos, my One Pieces, all that good shit. But it comes a point where there's a certain amount of respect you gotta give. 15 years, over 80 million sold. You gotta give some respect, flat out. And what they're doing with stuff like this, it feels childish, and it feels like, why? Like, one tiny drawing of Ichigo in a fucking clusterfuck of characters, you couldn't be bothered to do that? It's really that troublesome? No, there's something more there, and it's just, it's wrong. It's flat out wrong. I mean, again, you got Jump Festa coming up, which is promoting everything that is involved essentially with Shueisha. I mean, again, if you got Tokyo Ghoul down there, you're promoting everything. Bleach got a new novel that just came out, and it's doing very well at that. It got Brave Souls still going. Why aren't they, trying to pimp some of that stuff out, push some of that stuff? It's all there. The fucking live action film is still filming. If I'm not mistaken, they are still casting extras and shit like that for the movie. Nothing, really? It's insane, and honestly, it kind of pisses me off to a certain extent, because no matter what you feel about Bleach, you cannot deny 15-year running Jump, 80 million plus sold. You can't deny that. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think it's a conspiracy? Like, yeah, maybe I do come across as a conspiracy theorist. I'll admit it does sound a little bit, but when you're excluding something that for 15 years was a staple in Jump, one of the biggest at, a certain point in the West over here, a representative for Jump over here, and you're excluding it, it does come across as something. Do you think that there's something there? Do you think maybe because there have been rumors, and I believe in the past Kubo has even said things like he doesn't really want to listen to the editors like that? Do you think that friction is what caused all of this? What caused them to say, no, we don't want nothing more to do with Bleach? Do you think it's something to do with that? Or you think it's just a coincidence? Again, I mean, to be fair, they excluded Toriko and Nisekoi. Difference is, Nisekoi and Toriko weren't going on nowhere near as long as Bleach, didn't have nowhere near the amount of success and popularity as Bleach, and yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed in Shonen Jump for their actions and how they're treating Bleach like if it's the redheaded stepchild. It's like, this series and this author made you guys a lot of money. A lot of money. Show some respect. And I guess as well, I want to ask, are you excited for Jump Festa? Because again, another day or two, we're about to find out some cool shit. Hopefully there's some big announcements because they're going to have, you know, Black Clover there, Hero Academia, Boruto, a lot of cool stuff there. It's just a shame that they're treating a series that made them so much money and gained so much notoriety for a big amount of years like shit. It's like, one drawing ain't gonna hurt you. You shouldn't be like that. No matter how you feel about Bleach, you gotta understand it was something and it's just wrong. But that's all I have for this rant. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Shonen Jump, show some respect. It's ridiculous now. Give Bleach its just dues.